Hi everyone, welcome back to the Nature Patch. My name is Robyn and thank you so much for joining in on another video. This afternoon I'm out in the garden with a cup of tea and I'm just getting a few jobs done, but something I have done over the past few weeks is film a lot of the little jobs that I get done around the garden. Sometimes I'm not really in the mood to be in front of the camera and make kind of a full video on something, but I really do like to document a lot of the gardening that I do. So today's video is going to be a little different. It's kind of going to be a mix of different clips that I have taken over the past few weeks of different seeds that we've been sowing and just getting different kind of odd jobs done around the garden. I find if I even just spend on average maybe like 15 minutes outside a day, it starts to build up during the week and you'll end up getting a lot of work done. And then usually on the weekend I like to have a big garden day where I can just get it all out of my system and get lots done. And a lot of that time is spent just me needing to get the jobs done, and filming a lot of the jobs and making videos can kind of triple the workload. So for this video, make sure to grab a cup of tea or coffee or whatever beverage you desire, and I'll include a voiceover to kind of explain a few of the different jobs that we were getting done. So Scott is making another appearance in this video, so I'm so thankful to have his help around in the garden. If you are new here, I would love it if you would subscribe. Over the next month, I'm going to be trying to put out 2 videos a week, all on gardening and permaculture and how to connect to nature. So I hope you enjoy the video and that you're having a lovely day so far. So this was about a week and a half ago and Scott and I decided to pull out our bean tower. They just weren't producing any beans, so we decided to just take it out. We did find these massive tubers at the base of them and we actually had no idea what it was at that time. I've since done a bit of a Google and know that it was coming from all of the scarlet runner beans, and they actually produce a tuber that is edible and you can regrow the plant from that. We decided to just not regrow it. I'll replant it. I've got so many more seeds, and we needed to prep it for the next crop that we're planting in there. So Scott took a while for him to just take all of the bean vine off the little pyramid kind of trellis that we've got. Such an awesome trellis. I'd highly recommend if you can find something like that. And this was what the tubers looked like. They're actually quite big, and I'm kind of annoyed at myself that I didn't end up trying them to see what they tasted like. But next we just prepped the bed with a bunch of worm castings that I had spent an entire day harvesting, so I'm just kind of top dressing the bed. To harvest these, I like to set them out in the sun, and I just scrape away a lot of the top worm castings, and as you gradually kind of scrape the layers off, the worms will move down in the system, down to the next layer. So you can see here I'm just really lightly scraping it because I don't want to be taking a lot of worms out of this system. I want them to stay in there, and then I would kind of stop when I would start to see them. So you can see there's a few little worms in there, and so I would just leave that for half an hour or so and go about all of the other garden jobs, and then come back and scrape another layer away. Now this is me standing on a rake. Not ideal. I stepped on the rake.
Have the rake the other way around.
Okay, at least it wasn't front.
You're not filming.
I was. Didn't catch it.
But there's no way I'd let you not put that in a blue book.
So yeah, that was kind of painful, but luckily it didn't hit my face, it went the other way. So Scott and I are just putting some cow manure onto the bed, just top dressing it again. Really like the brand Rocky Point. They have some really awesome products, so I grabbed that, and then I grabbed some Rocky Point sugarcane mulch. This is my favorite type of mulch to use just because it's used as a soil conditioner, as well as just keeping all of the soil nice and moist. So this is the cucumbers that we decided to go with. and Scott's just using the dibber to plant them in, and then I'm up the back there just planting some beans, which I'll show you in another clip. But it was just such a nice day to be outside and enjoying a bit of sun and getting all of these garden jobs done. So this is the back corner of the garden where I decided to do some bush beans. It's a really kind of bad area for soil. There's not a lot of topsoil in this area, but I had heavily mulched it quite a few months ago, so all of that dark, rich matter is just a lot of the wood chips that have broken down already. But to plant these beans, I just made some kind of drills in this area and where I'm pushing away a lot of the mulch, and then I'm filling this with some more worm castings, as you can see, and a little bit more of the really composted cow manure. And this is my go-to kind of no-dig way of planting a lot of my seeds, where I'll plant them into the medium, being the cow manure. There's not a lot of cow manure that I put on, so I'm not too worried that it's really high in nitrogen. If I don't really get a great crop of beans, it really doesn't matter for this area anyway. I'm just gonna treat it like it is green manure, which these types of beans will fix nitrogen back into the soil and also provide green material that I can just chop and drop over this area to build up the soil as I go. So I'm just planting all of the seeds in there, and then giving it a really good mulch with sugarcane mulch, because this area will get a lot of the harsh afternoon sun in summer. Okay, the next job, we are redoing this little area above our other vegetable garden. I just want it to look a little bit nicer and not kind of have that massive obnoxious blue tarp here, and kind of create a space where I can come down and drink my morning coffee and look out over the garden. So we're slowly buying a few little plants for this area and potting them up into some nice terracotta pots. So that's what I'm doing here, just using a mixture of worm castings and potting mix. I really like the Cells brand potting mix, but whatever you can get your hands on is perfectly fine. I'm deciding to go for kind of a purple blue themed for this area here. So I picked up this plant from the nursery the other day. And this is the variety here. It's a Mega Copa Blue. I've never planted this variety before, but apparently does okay in full to part sun, which we can also move it around this area if it gets too much of either of those things. And then moving on to my favorite bit in the video, possibly, doing a little bit of a carrot harvest. So this is the carrots that I had planted in a video a few months ago, where I did a video all about how to grow carrots in pots, and this is the result from these. Kind of a little bit neglected. Some of these I probably didn't fertilize them as much as I could have. Shadow's obviously having a sticky beak, as he always does. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how many carrots we grew in here. I'd already harvested a few of them and they were just absolutely delicious. Gentle one. Get that one. Show them up. Oh wow.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Oh, there's one. And I couldn't help myself, I just had to try one of the carrots from the garden bed as well, and found out this one was a very stumpy little carrot, which kind of indicates that it had hit something within the soil. There is quite a lot of rocks in this area, so that could be a possibility, but the other ones are looking pretty good, so I'm going to keep these in for another few weeks and see how they go. But this is what the harvest looked like overall. So I really hope you enjoyed seeing all of those different garden clips and seeing kind of really what a week in the life looks like of me in the garden. They're all very random jobs, but they all needed doing. And like I said at the start of the video, I try and break everything down into smaller, more manageable jobs, and then over time I end up getting everything that I need to do done. I thought I would include the last job that I'm actually doing this afternoon, and that is harvesting some of my calendula flowers. Hopefully I'll be doing a video all about calendula and the benefits of this wonderful medicinal flower, as well as some things that you can do with it. But for today, I need to get on top of it because I have a lot of flowers here, and generally the more you pick of calendula, the more flowers you also get. So I'm drying these calendula today to make some calendula salve, and I've already dried quite a few flowers, but I'm trying to just get a nice big batch of flowers so that I can make the oil, which is the first step for the calendula salve. And who doesn't like seeing beautiful flowers? So I thought I would just leave you with a clip of me harvesting these gorgeous flowers. I just wanted to say a massive thank you if you've made it this far in the video. It's still very mind-blowing that people watch these videos and want to see me kind of potter around in the garden, and I really hope I'm providing some value to you all, whether you've learned something from this video or it's inspired you to get out into the garden. I just love chatting to people about gardening and growing food, so it's always lovely to have a chat in the comments down below. And like always, cockatoos flying over. If you liked this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for lots more videos. Thanks so much for watching, and until my next video, happy gardening everyone. Bye.